there. A slight lead, 2.5-point lead for Herschel Walker. The left is clearly panicking. They're throwing everything they can at Herschel's race to try and stop him from winning. Joining us now is Republican Senate candidate from the great state of Georgia, Herschel Walker, along with Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina. You know, I was watching Special Report earlier, and I noticed that another woman has come forward and made an allegation, and not one bit of evidence was presented that you were involved in any way in an abortion. The only evidence presented is you might have dated some girl that Gloria Allred is representing, and you deny it completely.
Well, it's a lie, Sean, and I hope everyone out there now see that they would do and say anything for power, and they don't realize that they messed with the wrong Georgia right here. This seat is too important for me to stand by or to step down. So now they're going to have to come through me to get to anyone else, because if they can do it to me, they're going to come after you next. Well, I'm going to be in the way. So I'm going to go out and win this seat. I think after Senator Warnock showed that he was a terrible debater, now they want to come after me with something else. But it's a lie, and I want everyone out there to know it's a lie.
There was no evidence presented at all that corroborated the story that they said. The only evidence they presented is you might have dated some woman. I'm not sure who it is. You know, Lindsey, I think back to the Kavanaugh hearings. I think back to the Bork hearings. I think back to the Clarence Thomas hearings. The late, great Herman Cain, a dear friend of mine. Herman Cain, one woman after another. It was like on a daily basis. Another person came forward, then another. Then all of a sudden he said, I don't have the money to fight this. He got out of the race, and no more women came out anymore. There's no more allegations against Justice Kavanaugh anymore. No more allegations against Clarence Thomas after he was confirmed. It seems like this pattern, it happens over and over again, which is why I believe in due process and the presumption of innocence.
Well, I mean, you know, I've seen this movie before, up close and personal. If you're a conservative, they don't give a damn about the truth. They're trying to destroy his life 13 days before the election. They did the same thing to Kavanaugh. There's another one and another one and another one. It got to be 6. 3 people out and out lied. Nothing happened to them. How did that movie end? Kavanaugh is on the Supreme Court. Herschel's going to the Senate. And what is this all about? Why Herschel? They're beating all of our guys up. But what is it about this guy? He changes the entire narrative of the left. We're a party of racists, Sean. Me and you're a racist. The Republican Party's racist. Well, what happens when the Republican Party elects and nominates Herschel Walker, an African-American black Heisman Trophy winner, right? Olympian? It destroys the whole narrative. John James, Tim Scott, Herschel Walker. Everybody in San Francisco is going to jump off a bridge if we elect this man. A black conservative beats a black liberal in Georgia. They're trying to ruin his life. TeamHerschel.com. He's going to win this race. They've outspent him 3-1. It's no accident this crap comes out right before we vote on Kavanaugh. It's no accident it comes out 13 days right before the election by a liberal lawyer in L.A. who is a Democratic delegate in the 2016 convention. Again, anonymous, unverified. They're scared to death of Herschel Walker, because if Herschel Walker becomes a Republican, maybe every other young child in America of color might want to be a Republican. That's what they're trying to do. Don't let them get away with it. TeamHerschel.com. I want the biggest night for the Herschel Walker campaign to be tonight. TeamHerschel.com. We've got an ad from hell. We just need the money behind it. You need to help this guy. They've dumped every pile of crap on him. He's worth fighting for. I've been with him for 2 days. I've come to respect him, admire him, and what he's going through is despicable. And we're going to end this. Every conservative needs to get behind this man, because they're trying to destroy all of our people. TeamHerschel.com.
We do know something about Raphael Warnock. We have a tape of his own wife talking about a domestic dispute in 2020, and she says he tried to run her over with the car and ran over her foot. We know he was taken to court for not paying child support. We also know that he ran a camp. There were credible allegations of child abuse. He got arrested for impeding an investigation, and it turned out that 5 kids were abused to varying degrees in that camp. Herschel, I don't see that all over the airwaves in the state of Georgia, nor do I see the media in Georgia talking about it. Double standard?
Well, they're not going to talk about it, and I don't look for them to talk about it because I don't want to talk about it. What I want to talk about is his terrible record. His terrible record of voting with Joe Biden 96% of the time. His terrible record about having no cash bail. His terrible record about letting prisoners out of jail. His terrible record about disinflation. You know, he's the cause of it all. And the reason why is he was that deciding vote. He could have said no, and he didn't say no. That's the reason the board is wide open now. That's the reason men is in women's sports. Well, I'm going to put a stop to it, and I know that they're afraid of it. And as I said, during the debate, you saw who should be a senator, and it's Herschel Walker. He couldn't answer a question. He got nervous. He got scared. After the whole time, I've been hearing how great he was. He's just incredible speaker, but all of a sudden, during the debate, he couldn't say a word because he knew I'm the man for this job, and right now they're scared to death. They would say anything, but as I said earlier, they mess with the wrong Georgian right now.
Well, can I say something? The Hunter Biden laptop, it was supposed to be Russian disinformation. Right before the election, it was true. It got suppressed. Right before the election, you have an anonymous allegation from a lawyer in L.A. to try to affect the outcome in a Georgia race. They tried to destroy Kavanaugh because they wanted the Supreme Court seat. They're afraid of this man coming into the Senate because he would transform the Republican Party. We're not going to let him get away with it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing people I know have their lives destroyed because they're trying to serve their country as a conservative. The biggest fear of the left is African Americans join the conservative cause. The biggest fear of the left in this election is Herschel Walker winning this campaign. I want every liberal to be miserable come election night. TeamHerschel.com.
13 days from today, 2 weeks from this very night, we'll be analyzing, hopefully, Herschel's win down in Georgia. We'll be watching closely. Thank you both. When we come back, Michigan's tutored